Good evening. Welcome to Quincy's Wrestling Challenge. Well, tonight we got some real good entertainment lined up for you. We have some real good wrestling moves, and we're going to go over some of the best moves that ever happened in the world of wrestling. There's just so much that we've learned about this kind of thing. But I got to admit, one of my very favorites that I've learned in this kind of thing was...
Your favorite type of match you like is the Battle Royal.
The Battle Royal. Yeah. There's a lot of good moves I like, but what I got a real kick out of here, ladies and gentlemen, when I was here on Thanksgiving, was the Battle Royal. That is a lot of fun. That is a real treat to see. It's my guess that the Battle Royal, 20 wrestlers go in the ring, okay? And what I also loved about the start of every wrestling match, they all play tough guy. It's like, oh, I'm tough. Like, you think you're so tough here? It's only natural in this case, the wrestling business. Well, yeah, then they all start yakking it up, okay? But the Battle Royal is a classic. Now, that is the kind of thing, I guess, one wrestler goes down onto the ground. 19 wrestlers go on top of the wrestler for about 1 minute. And then how it's trained and done here, ladies and gentlemen, is 1 minute, and then they time it. The wrestler stands up, and all the wrestlers get flung all over the ring. Now, that is a treat to see. The Battle Royal, is that awesome or what?
The Battle Royal is something else. As Gorilla Monsoon used to say, it's the most dangerous match in professional wrestling.
Why is it the most dangerous match? I've seen matches that are even more dangerous.
Well, there's so many men involved in the match. You never know who could hit you where, from behind. They could hit you from the front, the side. 20 men, that's a lot of people.
Well, come on now. It's like, first of all, the Battle Royal, the way I look at it, they sit on top of the wrestler and for about 1 minute, and the wrestler stands up. And of course, you take a chance that every wrestler could slap that one guy around.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, they have to turn, it starts out from the Battle Royal to what you call a tag team. Now, that is fun to watch. Now, is tag team not fun to watch?
It's depending upon the tag team situation, yes.
Well, come on now. What team, what do you mean depending on every tag team?
Oh, wait, the fans are starting to filter in, Quincy. You keep talking. Now, what was your question?
What tag team, what they enter with a Battle Royal. And then if you ask me, it starts with a tag team. Now, what tag team match isn't fun to watch? Because if you ask me, tag team is like two wrestlers with about 20 wrestlers in this case, and they all go at each other.
Yeah.
They could go at 2-2, and then they could start shoving each other around.
Yeah.
Now, that is a real treat.
Well, fans, if you're just tuning in tonight, welcome to a live installment, a live watch-along for Quincy's Wrestling Challenge. We're going to be going back to WWF Wrestling Challenge on September the 13th, 1986. If you missed the premiere of Wrestling Challenge, which was also the premiere of Quincy's Thursday Night Live watch-alongs, you can find it in the archives on our YouTube section. We're going to have a lot of fun. Going back in time to 1986, usually we see Quincy here on Thursday. We do have some questions filtering in that came earlier in the day for you, Quincy.
Well,
the fans want to know, will they see you at our big Toy Drive Christmas party in the studio Sunday night?
Well, you got to remember now, I have a bike. I don't have a car.
Yeah.
So if we really have to, then we're going to have to work on transportation because they're talking about lousy weather. No offense. So we'd have to make some arrangements that someone can come over, come and get me, and find out exactly what time this is. We'll tell my household, okay, let them know where I'm at. That way they know what I'm down here. They don't mind, but it's like, okay, and then I'm down here doing the wrestling, and then we have
the kids,
and then you need to go back home. That's because I'm on the biker's world. It's awesome, but I don't have a car. But that's okay.
Ricky, how are you, buddy? Chris, Joe, pleasure to have you with us.
Then we'll talk a little bit about the toy drive.
Yes. John Cena Sr. will be here.
Okay, John Sr. Why don't we start? Okay, do you have an idea what kind of toys they're going to have?
Well, we're going to be doing a raffle of prizes for the fans to win. All kinds of great merchandise. I know you like to show off the merchandise.
Well, that's another thing. We're going to start on every show. We're going to put in, everyone's been asking, since I think I finally made it in the business of wrestling. Well, he's a host, and I'm a good host, a real good host. Well, I'll start with hosting this wrestling show. And, can he go into the ring and host our products? Yes, I can, ladies and gentlemen. So why don't we start by going into the ring, practicing with some toys, goods, T-shirts, figures, all the things that the fans love, the parents, the kids. Okay?
Well, as the questions continue to come in, Quincy, they want to know, in 2022, will we see you and Al Snow be a tag team?
Tag team is a dangerous thing. Again, maybe I could go in there and maybe they could shove me around a bit. But the wrestling, the actual, maybe they could push me a bit, and threaten, but as an act. But the wrestling, again, that's done by professional trained wrestlers. Do not try this at home. We'll warn every people at every show, every chance we get. Because I guess what's happened was kids that will try something and then they wind up and get sent to the hospital. And it's like, we told you not to try this. Let the wrestlers do it because that's what they're trained for. Every job in the wrestling is different. One's an announcer. One's like the job of selling the toys. But the wrestling, they go to school for this. And there's another thing I like to point out. When one of the wrestlers and I were sitting at the show, we were talking about the age of the wrestler. They start out, the youngest can enter, and we'll say this numerous times, 18 years of age, if you really want to enter the business of wrestling. And they'll ask, how much of experience have you had? Maybe 2-3 years, then we'll put you in with this age. Then you're going to have to train this X amount of years. Yeah. It all depends how long you've had the experience of wrestling. We're going to say this every time because this is what they ask every time. And then the middleweights, they're probably 25 to 30 years of age.
Almost like boxing, yeah.
Okay, boxing. Yeah. Well, in this case, it's wrestling. Okay, heavyweight.
All right. Well, let's more questions. Our good friend Phil is here. Your friend Phil. He said, "Hope to see the Q-Man this Sunday night."
Well,
if Phil is able to make it, I believe he's going to be one of our special co-hosts in studio. What do you think of that?
I think that'll be awesome.
Yeah, I know Charlie is excited about it.
We're going to have to try to, again, we have to try to work on a way to go on, to and from where I live. Okay?
I think Charlie wants to get rid of me and have Phil be the permanent replacement. What do you think of that?
Well, no.
They'll do superstars and you and I can do challenge.
Well, we all want a job in the world of wrestling. Yeah. So you have to earn your spot. Well, that's just what I've been doing.
All right. Well, let's keep going through some of these questions, Quincy.
Keep them up.
What did you put on your list to Santa Claus this year?
Well, let me put it this way. It's not really from Santa. I can say it's a little help, but I guess I'm looking to earn my way. It's not exactly for nothing. You heard what I'm trying to earn my way. They say that we want miracles. So why don't you make the announcement when we went on the last show? I'm trying to earn what I'm looking to earn my way.
Yes, fans, here on Quincy's Wrestling Challenge on Thursday Night Live, it has nothing to do with our other shows, but if you are kind enough to super chat, we are trying to help Quincy get a new, is it a 1978?
Right.
A 1978 Honda-Matic. If there's anyone out there that knows anything about Honda-Matics, Quincy, how many do you have, Quincy?
Well, these are like, you got to remember, I only got these things for X amount of dollars and we put money into them. So it isn't really for nothing. It's like a car, but in this case, they were. But
you have several, right?
No, I don't have that.
But you have scrap pieces.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have one bike and a lot of scrap pieces.
Yeah. And that's pretty much, you're going to start somewhere.
Maybe, you know what we should do? Maybe before the next episode, we should show the fans what the 78 Honda-Matic looks like.
Now we can talk about that later.
All right.
But we'll stick with the wrestling. Answer the questions.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's continue. Quincy, what happened to your Godfather-looking pimpin' purple shirt?
I'm saving that because you know what? I was asked by one of my good fans here. That one was asking. So someone comes up to me, do you think you could wear that on a certain right? So
it's going to be a big occasion for the purple shirt.
So all these nice outfits, if you get requested, then you have to savor an outfit, such as all right, then I'll put that one aside and savor it because I was asked to. Okay, we can do that.
Well,
because
Quincy, the fans would like to see you here live next month in January, live with the Berzerker John Norden studio. I don't know what the fans thought about John's live cyber signing the other night. Tonight at 10 p.m., we're going to have the premiere of Wrestling Insider's Throwback Thursdays with the Berzerker John Norden. You're not going to want to miss that one. But I think for the fans that watch that, I think Quincy and the Berzerker together at the same table would be unbelievable.
The Berzerker, that sounds like a real
Well, we'll show you his picture over there. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's about bigger than me. He's a big man.
He's probably another angry wrestler.
And he's got a lot of respect for you. He's got a lot of respect for you. He wanted to know. The big question from the fans is, how is Eleanor Restani?
Much better. I was just talking to the patient about an hour ago, and they're telling my mother that everyone here, namely the world of wrestling, especially everyone, all the fans and the wrestling is doing much. She's doing much better. It's rest more than anything now for something like the treatment that she got.
Now, what kind of treatment did Eleanor receive?
Well, unfortunately, we didn't get to do Thanksgiving because my mother had a bad case of pneumonia.
Yeah.
But she got rushed to the hospital, and the treatment is they give liquid form medicines and pill form medicines and taking X-rays to tell what's wrong with the patient, namely my mother, who knows I'm down here doing many nice things. But then they're asking, just be careful going home because you have a bike. Thank you. Okay. And then what happens is she receives an X-ray. The X-rays all show good. The treatment is they have to drain the lung, the heart to get rid of all the fluid because pneumonia, that's what pneumonia is. A clogged lung and a clogged heart. So you have to drain the heart, drain the lung, and to get rid of all the fluid because that's pneumonia and make you breathe better. And then take an X-ray. And then you have to take certain kinds of medicines, whatever it is that they prescribed here. And then you go from there. It just takes time to recover. So any patient, namely this case, it's my mother, and the patient will feel better. And if she has a nice menu, he or she, whoever has pneumonia, will feel better. And you bring in nice menus to eat.
Another one of the questions is, Quincy, we're very familiar with your partying lifestyle. You know, you're a man that likes to, almost like Marty Jannetty, you like to rock around the clock. When you get home late, if Eleanor is sick, you know, she's not leaving the back door unlocked for you.
The back door's unlocked, so don't worry about that.
Even though she's sick?
It's unlocked. It's no big deal, okay? It's just, it's one of those things. You tell people, someone like your household, you're going out with the wrestlers for a few hours, and which is a nice thing. Because after a while, when they do all these nice things for the wrestlers, it balances out. And then it says, well, why don't we help the gentleman out, namely, the hoax here. Where it's like, again, what difference does it make if they're raising a fund to helping someone go to a hospital or buying a bike, namely for the host? It adds up after a while, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody needs help of some kind. Well, I don't need to go to a hospital, but I do need to buy transportation, namely a bike.
Well, we've got a lot of friends here in the chat with us as we prepare to watch Wrestling Challenge from September the 13th, 1986. Folks, Phil just said we're praying for Mrs. Q, Quincy. Be attentive to her.
Prayers are always open. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son. Whosoever believes in him shall not perish with everlasting life. I make time for the gospels themselves, anytime, anywhere. Okay?
Now, are you attentive when she leaves the back door unlocked?
Yes, I told you.
Good. That's probably for the best.
Yeah. You're an entertainer, but you go home, to your household just like anyone else. You get some sleep. You wake up, shower, drink some coffee, and then you start your day with this and go back to business.
Quincy, before we begin watching Wrestling Challenge, the fans want to know, do you have a special prayer that you'd like to say for everyone tonight?
For God so loved the world, it gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish with everlasting life. You must be saved. Why not tonight? You know,
Isn't that a song?
yes.
How does the song go?
Why not tonight? Why not tonight? You must be saved. Why not tonight? Why not tonight? You must be saved. Why not tonight? You know, the
Quincy,
gospel's
you have the voice of an angel.
That's right. You know, well, remember, if you act like a guardian angel, you should get treated like a guardian angel. Now, if you act like the other guy, then you're going to get treated. Then you get, if you know what I mean. It's either one or the other. I told you, you want Barabbas or Christ? Well, I choose Christ as your own personal savior. Then you're going to get treated from all the guardian angels like Christ. If you choose Barabbas, then you get all the nasty, like,
Chastains.
Yeah. Okay.
Now,
they did some terrible things to Al Snow.
We get another question here from the fans. Quincy, who is your least favorite Chastain?
Reno. Okay. But can we change the subject? I hate all Chastains. Okay.
But you're just sitting here giving us Bible verses.
I hate all Chastains. They're demons. Okay.
But you're just giving us Bible verses, and now you're talking about hate. You almost
remember, they chose the wrong path. I tried to talk to them when they were here. Remember?
Yeah,
Don't you remember?
I remember.
And I tried to explain to these people, it's like, to me, it looks like you're on the wrong path. So I'm going to tell you plain and clear. It doesn't get any plainer and clearer. But they chose the wrong path. And a lot of people catching on. It's like, oh, he's talking straight up. It's now they're like, yeah, that's right. You want Barabbas, you want Christ. Well, they chose the other guy. But this guy, no, he wants Christ. Because he does charity work. He helps the kids, just like Al Snow does. You know, even when they're not wrestling, you're always doing something for the kids. You know, it's a priceless thing when you help the kids.
One more question, Quincy. If you had a choice, would it be John 3:16 or Austin 3:16?
John 3:16. I told you. For God so loved the world that he gave his only forgotten son. Whoso believe in them shall not perish with everlasting life. And then let's not forget, you know, when he was put on the cross, God, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. And he goes on, you know, it is finished. Father, into your hands, I commend my spirit. You know, we can get more into the Gospels themselves as time goes on. Okay? Well, but these are, let's not forget the work he did for us. But I can tell you a little bit about them. But those are the two very important gospel clips. Yes.
All right. So you gave us an official prayer before we start Wrestling Challenge. I think that's a good way to start. Fans at home, if you're going to watch along with us, tune up your Peacock network to the WWE network to Wrestling Challenge. And I'm going to try and put the link up here for you guys so you can have easy access to it. Now, speaking of easy access, Quincy and I happened to be at the supermarket tonight, and there was a woman hitting on him. You want to tell us about Rose?
It was just a fan, you know, that started, that knows all about how I wanted to be something like a host, you know. Well, so it all started with a certain, you know, I'm not going to mention any names, but because if you start mentioning names, but the people know that I wanted to always be a host, you know, so you have to pursue your dreams, but it's not going to happen overnight. But the fan came up to me, and yes, I remember it like yesterday. But it all started with charity work, and then it turns into something real nice later. But it just so happens that I guess a wrestler came in at the time, and I was doing, the wrestler and I worked together, and we talked in back ends even about time of wrestling, because word got out quickly. And when you're doing a lot of nice things gets out quickly. Time goes around that, you know,
one of the fans asked Quincy, what color panties do you think Rose had?
I don't know. We don't want to get into that.
We don't want to get, well, maybe in more ways than one.
Yeah. Well,
are you ready for Wrestling Challenge?
I was born ready.
All right. All right, wrestling fans, we just put the link up. I am going to put it on Quincy's, the Quincytron over here, 86-inch television set.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you now
Wrestling Challenge. So where were you September 13th, 1986, Quincy?
I don't know. I was probably out working on some important moves for the wrestling department.
In 1986, really?
I don't know. Probably something in when you're going for something like the entertainment industry, and the rest doing something for charity. You're always doing something. There's always something to be done.
Oh, wait a minute. Screaming Baboon said Rose has those big discolored yellowed bloomer panties.
All right. Well, let's not talk about panties.
Here we go, Quincy. It's Wrestling Challenge. Gorilla Monsoon, the Hall of Famer. There's the Hulkster, Hulk Hogan. Little kid loving the action. Do you remember Captain Lou Albano, Quincy? He was in some movies along with the World of Wrestling.
I probably do this again. Now I'll have to say it many times. There's so many names that I in the business of wrestling, you can't remember all the names, but you have to remember, namely the one who brought you this. My good friend who's not here right now, but he's pursuing the business.
Now see that man right there to the far right, Quincy, with the mustache. He was in the car when I was in the car accident. The Iron Sheik.
Yeah, that was like a while back, and you had some surgery done to yourself, right?
Yes.
Here's some angry.
Oh, boy, some hillbillies.
I guess these two wrestlers are happy looking, but the wrestler you were just talking about to me earlier that you introduced me to, is he the angry looking guy or a happy looking guy?
Well, Kamala, we've had him here in the studio before. I tell you, Quincy, and we have looks like an episode of the Snake Pit, Quincy.
I think every wrestler has a happy look, but then they're all going to get angry. Because the world of wrestling is angry, but that's the wrestling. They all start happy, but then they start getting angry because it's an angry business.
This was the Hartford Civic Center, if I remember right, Quincy. I remember that weekend of TV tapings. They were both in Providence and Hartford, Connecticut. So this was close by.
Jimmy Hart.
Crush the Crusher. I think we're still trying to remember a wrestling challenge that we liked. It wasn't a show that had a lot going on.
Jim, Jack, and Hawk, is that what it said?
Jimmy, Jack, and Hoss Funk, Quincy.
Well, it's a nice opening.
Big opening contest tonight, tag team action.
Wow.
Looks like the Funks will be taking on Junkyard Dog and George the Animal Steel, led to the ring by Captain Lou Albano.
Wow. Again, look at this guy with a chain.
The Junkyard Dog.
Let's just.
Do you have a chain like that?
No. Again, he looks like he's going to whip that chain around.
Isn't that sad to see Hoss Funk, a.k.a. Dory Funk Jr.,
why is it
running
sad?
around like because he was a former world champion, and once he reached WWF, there wasn't much there. They didn't treat him like a superstar. Now look at George the Animal Steel. He's eating the turnbuckle, Quincy. Look, he's eating it. Almost like you with the free meal.
What do you mean he's eating the buckle?
He's eating the turnbuckle. Watch the guy with the hairy back and the black trunks. What he's going to do.
Why would he want to eat the buckle?
He's eating it. Look at it. He's an animal.
But that's an expensive buckle.
Well, he was hungry.
Wow, that's in a class by itself. I'll have to point this out. For openers, ladies and gentlemen, a wrestler just had a buckle for dinner, for supper, okay? Call it what you like.
Now, what did you have for supper? I know you
just
had
a nice sausage sandwich and milk.
And it was free.
All right, it's not really for free, okay? Because you're always doing something. All right, now here's a wrestler here that's hosting.
That's Captain Lou Albano, the manager, right up there on the top of the screen.
Well, again, now, practice your hosting skills.
I tell you, fans, is this sad to see Dory Funk Jr. used like this or what? I didn't remember this. This is about a couple of months after I became a fan, right around this time. George Steele became a very good friend over the years. And the man at the top of the screen, Quincy, Captain Lou Albano, he was the one that actually told me when I worked for the late Boston bad boy Tony Rumble, he told me, don't get in the ring and wrestle when I was a high school kid. He told me to work in non-wrestling capacities, and look at what happened. So I listened to Captain Lou, the guiding light.
Well, again, now, there are many positions in this kind of thing. You let the wrestlers do the wrestling, but one like some of us, we could be the host. You can go in to the rink, and host a product.
Phil, you must appreciate how sad this is to see Dory Funk Jr. in this position.
Why is it sad?
Well, because he was one of the top wrestlers in the world, and here he's used as, he's almost as bad as a Chastain.
I don't see what's so sad about this move.
The guy in the blue tights, Quincy, on the apron, he was a former world champion. And by the time he got to WWF, they didn't really do much of importance with him. They used him like he was not very good, and he was.
Well, you have to respect him. Every wrestler.
You have respect for Hoss Funk.
Any wrestler, okay? If you don't respect
look,
him.
He's got the chair, Quincy.
That's another move now.
Looks like what you were going to do to Reno.
Well, okay, now that's another move it's a nice move to watch, but that's trained to be done the right way.
Stick a fork in the Funks. The Junkyard Dog comes away with the pin over Jimmy Jack Funk.
I guess now
they're
not going to do the chair move yet.
Tie him, Quincy. Are they going to get him? No, looks like he just got out of Dodge. Well, a big win for Captain Lou Albano's tandem of George the Animal Steel and the Junkyard Dog here on Quincy's WWF Wrestling Challenge from September the 13th, 1986. Fans, any super chats tonight is going towards the Quincy 1978 Honda-Matic Fund. So we're trying to get Quincy and update his 1978 bike. Believe me, it needs more work than I do, but that's a different story for a different time. We have a lot going on here in the world of Boston wrestling. Sunday night, we'll be live at 7 p.m. for our Paul Bear Holiday Headlocks Christmas party. One winner is going to win that entire jackpot of prizes for as little as a $5 raffle ticket. Head on over to bostonwrestling.com. Get your raffle tickets now. We're going to continue to update the list of prizes. John Cena Sr. will be here live. Hopefully, Quincy Restani will be here. Charlie Wilson, Phil will hopefully be joining us. It's going to be a big night, Quincy.
Well, it is going to be a big night. Right now, what I'm acknowledging is like this guy, is this a whip that he's going to whip these guys around with?
It's a rope. It's a rope to choke people with almost.
It's about as dangerous as the chair move. The chair move is like when they bash the wrestler, and the rope move is like I guess they choke the wrestler.
Yeah.
These are fun but dangerous moves to watch. Look at this. He's an angry
Now, you want to
looking.
know something funny, Quincy? See, George the Animal Steel, even though he's an animal that you saw eat a turnbuckle, when he was younger, he was actually a school teacher.
And what did he teach?
I think history. I'm not 100% sure.
That's awesome.
There's Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Bret the Hitman Hart, the Hart Foundation, Quincy. They're getting ready for tag team action.
That's awesome. Look at these two characters, huh?
Well, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, the man with the beard, Quincy, stole money from us once. He was a Barabbas.
I don't want to get into. I don't want to get into too much nasties, but
yeah.
Why don't we stick to the good points of
the good points of wrestling? Well, WWF Magazine back when it was bi-monthly. That looks like the October-November 1986 issue with Miss Elizabeth. Almost looking like it was a Playboy cover with no top. Hey, the Fox guy helping out for Quincy's bike fund already.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
As we like to say, every dollar starts with a penny. Fox guy, thanks to you even more so.
All right, thank you.
The veteran Mario Mancini he's ready to do a job for somebody.
Well, we're going to reward. We'll reward the gentleman by starting with observing these wrestlers.
Is it true, Quincy, that at one point you were Kim Chi?
What?
Kim Chi.
What do you mean Kim Chi?
Were you Kim Chi under the mask?
I wasn't a wrestler. I was like,
I could see you in the King Curtis Ayakay and Kamala making the towns together.
Like, why don't we reward the fans by talking about, again, by starting out, why don't we observe these two?
Well, could you be the guy in the tan shirt and the white mask? Is that you?
Well,
you're not answering. Are you kayfabing? Kamala, the man with the paint on his body, was actually here in this studio before he passed away. He had both of his legs removed.
Well, a salute. Okay.
To the late Kamala.
Yeah, any wrestler, such as like, but the angry wrestler that's in the ring right now, he looks like he's up to no good. But that's what wrestling is. You're up to no good.
I would like to see you try one of King Curtis Ayakay's magic cookies, Quincy.
A cookie?
Magic cookies, yeah.
Was he make cookies?
Yeah, he makes cookies. Well, he's passed away too, but he made cookies. Yeah.
Maybe we can.
You would have tried one of his cookies.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that later. Okay.
Referee Dangerous Danny Davis says Kamala goes to town on Mario Mancini. Kamala with that side thrust kick. If you guys want to see a great interview with Kamala, I'm going to put the link up on the live chat.
Okay, now look at this guy
if you
here.
want to help keep Wrestling Legends working, fans, join the Boston Wrestling Patreon family. We're going to have a special video on Patreon exclusively Christmas Day with the Berzerker. Look at Curtis Iakea's head.
That's fun to watch, but again, you have to fall the right way. Every move that's done here, ladies and gentlemen, tell your youngsters, this is professionally trained. You can boo them, you can cheer them, but you have to let these guys do what they're trained for. That's what you have to tell the kids.
What do you think of the Grand Wizard, Quincy? King Curtis Iakeia?
I think it's pretty good.
Scary looking?
Yes. Well, that's what the wrestlers are made out to be. Scary, dangerous, horror shows, because that's what they're supposed to look like. They're designed to go into the ring with all these costumes they wear because that's what the world of wrestling is.
Would you like to see Kamala do this to Carolyn Stevens?
I don't want to get into that.
All right. Carolyn Stevens is a sore subject for the fans that ask.
All right, let's not get into that. That's done. It's been taken care of. Now look at this.
Thank you, Miracle Man. We are trying to make wrestling great again. Tom says, tell Quincy hello for me. Thank you, Tom. Well, Kamala was getting ready to hit the house show circuit with Hulk Hogan in the fall and winter of 1986 into 1987. Big run for Kamala. He made some big money when he was on top.
That's good.
Well, the problem was he kept quitting every promotion and blamed the promotion. But anyway.
Did they get the prayer openings, I hope? I would take it that the audience got the prayer openings.
Did they get what?
The prayer openings up during this show.
The prayer that you did?
The prayer openings.
The one when you prayed?
Yes, the opening prayers.
If they were with us, yes. They
Good.
saw the
Good.
And maybe if they're not watching live, they saw it on video, so
Good.
to speak.
All right, good. All right.
If any of you guys want to follow in Fox's lead, let me tell you, Quincy needs a new Honda-Matic. But it's got to be a 78. Am I correct?
Well, if not, it'll be something in today's world. But
I'm interested. What is the market price for a 1978 Honda-Matic?
Any bike, ladies and gentlemen, it all depends on what you're looking to spend. Maybe we could get something conditioned, reconditioned.
I see one here on eBay for $500.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Okay.
So you're not looking for big. You're not looking for big money.
Well, maybe that the prayers are being answered. We'll talk about the bike after the show.
All right.
We're going to give the fans what they want. Okay. Maybe the fans are already working on a bike. Does that tell you something?
Brian Duffy, you're right. Yes, the Wizard was the leader of the Dungeon of Doom in WCW in 1995. Correct.
Maybe the fans are already working on the situation. So again, I'm going to reward them by telling them talk about this next wrestler.
Username, yes. Quincy does live with Eleanor Restani. She's a little ill right now, unfortunately, but I hope Quincy gets his bike. Well, we do too, Mike. That's why we're going to be here every Thursday night enjoying Old School Wrestling Challenge on Quincy's Wrestling Challenge.
Well, again, the problem that way I can get around during bikers weather.
Does anyone out there, I'm going to type this in, know anything about this type of a bike?
It's automatic, but there are many different kinds of automatics. I'm probably going to wind up with a Honda of whatever they make.
Bruce, I'm trying to do 9 things at the same time, brother. I apologize.
Now, look at this guy now.
Polar Bear wants to know, what does Quincy think about Kevin Sullivan worshiping the devil?
Worshiping the governor? Why run that by me again?
What do you think about Kevin Sullivan worshiping the devil?
The governor?
No, the devil.
Oh, well, Well, he made his choice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Let's get back to wrestling.
All right. Well,
Now, look at this. Look at this guy now.
she was one of my favorites when I was a kid, Quincy. George Steele.
Well,
He was an animal.
There's a lot of good wrestlers out there.
There are a lot of variety.
Well, that's the fun part. Another part about wrestling. The fun part. The variety. You get to see a variety of moves. The variety of wrestlers. The variety of Okay, now here's another guy
So
here.
we're going to see a little tag team action here, Quincy. We got Joe Murdo teaming up with Jack Kruger. A little tag team action here on Challenge. Rita Marie, the guest, not the guest referee, but the referee, she accused Vince McMahon of raping her in a limousine, Quincy.
That's not good.
You never did anything like that.
No.
No, good. And here we go, the Hillbillies, Quincy. Hillbilly Jim and which one was that? Was that Cousin Luke, guys? I don't think that wasn't Junior. That was Larry Keene. Was that it? This hillbilly didn't look at those rats. Those rats bouncing around, Quincy.
Yeah. These to me look a little bit like twin wrestlers.
Well, I think they were supposed to be, I don't know if they were supposed to be just friends or cousins. This guy wasn't around very long. Viking Warrior, I think you're right. And Phil, I agree with you. Matthew Holland says Quincy is handsome.
Thank you. I try to keep up the appearance.
Yes.
Appearance is very important.
Well, if you're looking for an unmade bed at Motel 6, you got the look down.
Well, we take care of the appearance.
I got a little tag. Things are out of control already. Murdo and Kruger going to town on the Hillbillies, Quincy.
Now that is fun to watch. Look at the way they got knocked out of the ring. Is that fun or what?
Now, do you and Patera have matching?
No. There's no Patera.
Well, that's not what the fans are saying.
There's no Patera, okay? Let's just stick with the...
Mike wants to know, what is Quincy doing for Christmas?
Just having dinner. What
are you going to have? What would you like to have for dinner?
I don't know. There's a few nice things out there we can have. It's hard to say.
Such as?
I don't know, clam chowder.
Yeah.
Now,
what do you like for dessert?
Cake, pudding.
Little pie?
You could do that too.
Poontang pie?
Poontang pie.
Poontang pie.
Poontang pie.
Poontang pie.
Poontang pie.
Yeah.
What kind of pie is that?
It's a little tangy.
What flavor is it?
I think you wanted to try Rose's poontang pie at Shaw's.
We'll talk about that later.
All right, we'll talk about that later. Loose Cannon says Q has never seen poontang pie.
What flavor is it?
Poontang.
All right, well, we'll talk about that later. All right. Now, getting back to this now.
It's big tag team action. Joe Murdo laying it in on the Hillbilly, making the tag to Kruger. Hillbilly's giving him more offense than I would have expected, Quincy. Kruger with the drop kick.
That's another fun. I love the way that every wrestler can get up and kick the wrestler and fall back down.
Yeah.
How do they do that?
Athleticism.
Athleticism.
Yeah.
Now, is that, it's all fun to watch. But again, you have to be trained to get up, kick the wrestler, and land back down on your feet.
Kruger's not having a lot of luck with the reverse hip toss. Who do you got in this one, Quincy? Who do you think's going to win?
Hard to say. Is the match halfway over?
I haven't been timing it. Whoa! Kruger up and over.
It's really hard to say who wins these matches.
Hillbilly Jim with the bear hug, Quincy. This could be it. Joe Murdo, for some reason, instead of going for his partner, that was a little bit of a schmaz there at the end, but the Hillbillies with the big win. They certainly weren't in contention for the tag team championship, but a big win nonetheless. Were you impressed with the Hillbillies?
Yes.
Do you think they deserve the tag team title opportunity?
Why not? If that's what they want.
Yeah.
I guess every
wrestler... Have you ever done a cartwheel like Hillbilly Jim? Look at that. Joe Murdo looked a little confused there at the finish.
I guess every wrestler loves a certain move.
Yeah.
You know,
Everyone's got a favorite.
well, now, as long as we're talking about moves at the moment before the next match, I guess you start with the light moves such as this. And then, again, as I was doing in the last show, and maybe perhaps we'll do this in every show, they go on with the bed of nails after bashing the chairs.
A bed of nails?
When we went to observe wrestling moves.
At Memorial Hall, they had a bed of nails?
No, not. When Al treated us to go somewhere to watch wrestling, to learn about the business, I guess a bed of nails were put into the ring. And they were put, and the wrestler was knocked on the bed of nails.
They've had matches like that before, yes, but not on one of our events.
Okay, well.
I'd like to see Piggott fall on a bed of nails, but that's.
Well, right now, let's just talk about the bed of nails. We're here to talk a little about wrestling. Okay, so why don't we talk a little bit about the bed of nails? It's a very dangerous thing, just like any move, but that's set up now for the wrestler to be knocked around and then basically knocked on the bed of nails.
Well, Matthew mentioned it is the birthday of the late Lou Copper. Happy birthday in heaven to Brody Lee. Unfortunately, I'm sure as most of you folks know, he has passed on. But it's always worth remembering the great superstars that have passed on. Those that paved the way. Certainly someone that had many years left to contribute in this great sport. Quincy, were you a fan of the Rougeaus?
I probably was. Again, there's so many fans.
Guy.
I can't mention too many fans. I don't want to get anyone jealous. Now, again, this cage wrestling.
You like cage wrestling?
Well, if you're going to do this kind of thing, you have to observe different kinds of wrestling moves. Okay? Because the wrestlers are here to... so, again, you have to learn about these things.
Rocco the Cat, do I think that Hogan gets a bad rap? I do think he gets a bad rap in some way, based upon my own personal interactions with him. We've worked a few events with him. I understand that he's in the position was in the position where he wanted to be the top guy, make the most amount of money. He had a brand he had to protect. Did he go overboard in doing so? I wasn't in the locker room at the times, but as far as interacting with the fans, he's one of the best I've ever seen. So if you ever have the chance to meet the Hulkster and you're on the bubble for whatever the reason may be, I think you'll get a lot out of it. For whatever things he may have done or did not do, it didn't affect your wallet or your family. Does that make any sense? I don't know. For his peers that he was in the locker room with, sure. That's a different story for a different time. But yeah, we saw the Honky Tonk Man, Quincy. I could see you in an Elvis jumpsuit.
Well, okay, who didn't love Elvis tunes at the time? Because this kind of thing, music is played in the background. Perhaps there are some Elvis fans, perhaps a lot of them. No. So in order to open up the show, you by request,
it's not Andy Wong. That's Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Quincy, getting ready to take on Roger Kirby here on Wrestling Challenge. That same month, Ricky took on... No, he did not. That was October and November in Boston that Ricky took on the Macho Man Randy Savage in singles competition. But Don the Barber wants to know, is Quincy vaccinated?
Yes, I got my shots.
How many shots did you get?
Two.
And
I heard talk of a third one.
You're gonna get the booster?
Yes. So eventually, I already talked to someone that when it comes out, yes, I'll get it. It's a done deal.
Who did you speak to?
I don't want to mention names, but a physician, yes.
Dr. Yuri?
Yes, but I won't get into that. But yes, I'm going to get, when the shot comes out, I'll get it. That's it.
Now, does Dr. Yuri, does he pass out the candies like Dr. Zahorian?
No. We'll just go in and out, and that's it.
Look at this. Even, a superstar like Ricky Steamboat trying to give Roger Kirby a little something to give him some credibility. That was the smart thing. Even if it was a jobber, an enhancement talent, let him get a move or two in. Make them look like they're worth something before you beat them. Eric, those old school WWF TV tapings could go a long, 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 long time.
Look at this now. I guess it's designed to hang on the rope.
Over 30 matches.
It's designed for in this case, to hang on the rope and get thrown over the rope, eventually, and go into the cage.
Now, who do you got in this one, Quincy? Ricky Steamboat in the purple or Roger Kirby in the blue?
Again, every match, I'm going to have to say it's hard to tell right now.
If you had to pick, who would it be? Kirby or Steamboat?
I don't know.
The guy in the blue, the guy in the blue or the guy in the purple?
I don't know.
You got to pick one. The fans want to know. They're not going to tip anymore for the bike.
Oh, well.
That changed his tone.
How about the guy in the purple?
You think Ricky Steamboat's going to win?
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. Fans, I don't know if you have any predictions at home.
Okay. Why don't we
little Kirby or Steamboat? Who do you guys got in the chat right now? Mark Yeaton, the famed timekeeper, is the referee. Oh, the lights went out. It's happened here at the. Oh no, it looks like a camera issue.
Now again, I'm observing. This is very important to observe. Did he take a blow below the belt? Oh, okay, maybe that's just a.
Very close.
Okay, now you have to observe these moves.
Yeah.
But you got to give the guys credit. If they take a blow, something like this, you've got to observe and give them credit. Because they're giving the fans what they want.
It's hellacious action here, Quincy. Steamboat trying to fire back, but Kirby just raked his eyes.
What do you mean raped his eyes?
No, not raped them. He raked them. He went with his fingers. He raked them. Almost like you were raking the leaves.
That's a special training.
I did not know that, Phil.
Can you still see out of the eyes?
Well, he didn't go blind, yeah, but for a moment he was blinded, yeah. Fans, I hope you're enjoying Wrestling Challenge here with Quincy. We are on the September 13th, 1986 edition. If you're joining us late, you can find the link on WWE Network in the description box below. Don't forget, 10 p.m. tonight, we'll have our first installment of Wrestling Insiders Throwback Thursday with the Berzerker. It's going to be a good one. Trust me, I had a lot of fun with it. We weren't even planning on starting the weekly series airing so soon, but it was so good, I didn't want you guys to have to wait. I am very happy with the content with the Berzerker. Again, Berzerker will be back with us in just a little over a month, the weekend of January the 22nd. So a lot to look forward to. And don't forget, if you want more Party with Marty Jannetty, we have the Indiegogo campaign going on now over the next few days. We raised about 20% so far. We need to get 100% to be able to pull these tapings off. They're expensive to put together. And now, on Thursday nights, we're trying to get Quincy a new Honda-Matic.
It sounds like there's always something going in processing.
It's starting, yes.
Good. Then I'm very thankful.
All right, well.
Well, then what I'll do is reward them by observing the move. By simply saying, well, okay, how about if I reward them saying, okay, I like that jump.
What a reward.
Okay.
Scooping a slam right here. Look at that. Taking his time, making Kirby think about it.
Okay, now Kirby did a nice move.
That was Steamboat that did
Okay,
it.
Steamboat. Okay. Again, it's hard to pick a winner who's going to win. It's hard to predict who's going to win these matches.
That cross body off the top rope, Quincy, that could be it. Stick a fork in Roger Kirby. Your prediction was right. Ricky Steamboat victorious, Quincy. The fans want to know, do you have a red headband like Ricky Steamboat?
No, I don't have any headbands. No.
Maybe you should get one. You'd look good like that.
Right now, I just don't have any headbands.
Well, maybe you should get one. That was the point.
Maybe not now, but I don't know. Sometimes, I don't know. Again, look at this. This is how good the move is in slow motion. I guess the fans really enjoyed that move.
Roger Kirby didn't have much of a shot at that point.
I guess
big win for Ricky Steamboat. And here it is, Quincy, the snake pit.
How do you like that? The snake pit?
The snake pit, yeah.
Now, are these real snakes that are in there?
At least one of them.
And I take it for granted that they're going to jump into the snake pits.
I don't know if they're going to jump into the snake pit, Quincy, but...
Well, they're going to do something with it because we're observing here that they have a snake pit. So
this is your friend Hillbilly Jim again, Quincy.
maybe they're going to whip the snakes around at the wrestlers.
Do you ever whip your snake?
No. Maybe they're going to take one of these snakes and whip it around as a stunt. But we have to observe what kind of snakes they are.
Whoops, someone threw something right off the Hillbilly Jim's chest here on Wrestling Challenge with Quincy.
Are these poison snakes?
I don't know.
Again now.
Have you ever been bit by a snake?
No.
Now, I know you're not a big fan of dogs.
No, but
You like skank.
certain kinds of dogs are okay once you get to know the dog. So we'll leave it alone at that.
You reported some of the dogs in the neighborhood to the police, didn't you?
If they're not on leashes, yes, because if the dog gives someone trouble, it's not on the leash, they chase you, yeah, then
You've been chased by dogs.
yeah. So you have
Did you outrun the dog?
Yeah, but then you have to call it in, and because everyone just wants to go back to their house. That's why they have leash laws.
Maybe you should carry a whistle. That hurts their ears.
Well, I'm working on the problem.
All right. I could see you in a shirt like Jake Roberts has on. It's not quite as purple as the one you had last time, but it's got a little sparkle to it. They must be dubbing over some kind of copyrighted music as they cut to the commercial break. All right. Another alumnus here in Boston wrestling, Bobby the Brain Heenan, the greatest manager in the history of professional wrestling, guiding King Kong Bundy into action here on Wrestling Challenge. You want to know who Bobby Heenan hated?
Okay. Yeah, why not?
Reno Chastain.
What?
The guy in the black shirt hated Reno.
Oh, all right, good. He hated
He said he stunk.
Well, don't forget all the terrible things that they did.
Well, no, he said he actually smelled almost like a skunk.
That's because all those guys were skunks. They did terrible things. You know, again, I don't want to get into it. Let's just stick to the nice moves.
Okay, tag team action here again. Paul Roma, a little bit of a... And Billy Jack Haynes teaming up here on Challenge. Billy Jack, what a unique individual he is, taking on King Kong Bundy, Big John Studd. Phil said that Quincy is going to be the guest host of The Price is Right.
I could see myself doing that.
Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I could see you on Price is Right, Quincy.
Well, you have to learn about...
time guessing the prices, but...
Well, anything you want to host, you have to learn about what you're doing.
They said Quincy needs some Zubaz pants. You have any Zubaz at home, Quincy?
No. What's a Zubaz pants?
It's a certain style of pants.
No, I just have some real nice outfits, that I wear around. And
they don't get much nicer than what you have on right now.
Well, I'm very particular about what I wear for clothing. Okay, now, I guess they're opening up this round with...
Big John Studd and King Kong Bundy. Two giant men.
It looks like a wrist. They're wrestling with their wrists, before they can really.
Look at that. We're trying to slam Bundy.
I was going to say that. It looks like they're going to slam dunk. One of them is going to get slam dunked, possibly.
Now, that man in the upper left-hand corner, Quincy, Harley Race, he was sitting in your seat right here in this very studio.
Oh, yeah?
The late Harley Race. Dan, do you like Benny? Benny who? Benny Jux? I love him. Anyone interested, since it's on there, the Harley Race Studio Shoot Interview DVD? Streaming?
Look at this now. Look at this. Another one's entering the ring. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Is this going to turn to a tag team of 3? What? It is. Look at this.
Danny, Quincy will not be on the show with the Berzerker tonight, but we're hoping when the Berzerker comes back in January that Quincy and the Berzerker will be part of a live special. But I tell you, baby, with the live specials, we need the super chats coming in, or we can't do them.
Look at this.
Look at what happened to poor Party with Marty. What was that, Quincy?
Is this fun to watch?
This is as fun as it gets.
You told me to observe the moves.
Oh, Benny Hill. I'm not all that familiar with him, to be honest.
I'm just observing the moves like I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
So I'm doing exactly.
Well, the man in the green, Quincy, Billy Jack Haynes, he's from Oregon. He went on to have quite the feud with the Heenan family over the next year or so.
Oh, yeah?
Took on Hercules at WrestleMania 3, trying to make the hot tag to Paul Roma. Paul Roma, a much smaller man compared to Bundy, but he's got a little Italian fire in him. Drop kicks Bundy into the post. Couple of big rights. Oh, wait a minute. Bundy sets him up. This could get ugly in a hurry. John Studd using that power, sets him up, squashes Roma.
That's the whole idea. Let it get ugly. That's what's fun to watch.
That could be it. This could be it. Stick a fork in Paul Roma, King Kong Bundy, and Big John Studd in the middle of their feud with the Machines from Japan. Victorious here on Quincy's Wrestling Challenge.
Now,
big win for Bundy and Studd, and they did it pretty quick.
I guess this round lasted for about 10 minutes.
No, I don't think that match was 10 minutes, Quincy.
I was told by the wrestlers, you have to pace yourself because you have to be able to last through each round.
Miracle Man, let me tell you, I hate having to wear this footwear, but because of the CRPS condition I have from the car crash I was in, I have a lot of nerve damage, so it's tough to get into regular shoe wear without it turning into a complete and utter disaster, but that's a different story for a different time. Now, Quincy, do you know the Russian national anthem?
No. I don't know how to speak Russian,
Yeah.
but, I can't make fun of any language, just because they come from a different country.
Well, that, like I said, that man in the ring with the mustache, he was in the car crash we were in back in 2005, the Iron Sheik, Quincy.
Oh, yeah?
He likes to make people humble.
He likes to make people humble?
Humble.
Well, what do you mean?
He likes to violate them.
Violate them?
Violate them. We got a 6-man war. Looks like
this is this good tag team or what?
Hercules, the Iron Sheik, and Nikolai Volkov taking on Corporal, Kirchner, Salvatore Balomo, and I haven't been able to make out.
Look at this. Everyone's throwing stuff into the ring.
Jimmy Powers.
That they're all throwing things into the ring. And look at this now. Another good move. Oh, that is a good flip. And another good. This is what the fans want now. They're flipping it around. Look at this guy climbing into the ring.
Is that Sal Balomo? I'm so far away from the TV, I can't tell, and we really can't hear the commentary.
Look at this good. These two are just going at it.
Yeah, that's the guy that was in the car crash right there, the Sheik.
Now that's a good flip.
It is Sal Balomo, okay.
That is a good flip, ladies and gentlemen.
There's the late Hercules in there now with a gassed-up Jimmy Powers, pre-Young Stallions day. One of the fans just asked Quincy, the guy in the ring, Hercules, did he have a physique like Patera, Restani, in Georgia?
We don't have a Patera. Let's get that right.
I don't know why the fans are asking.
We don't have a Patera, so let's just stick to the moves here.
Thank you, Paula.
Look at this now.
Nikolai Volkov going to work on Jim Powers. Look at all those cups in the ring. The fans hated the wrestlers from Russia and Iran. Quincy.
Well, that was just that point out. Isn't that fun to watch? People hate the other guy so much they're throwing cups into the ring.
Well, look at Freddie Blassie.
Isn't that like? Ah, look at this.
Sheiky, baby, laying it in. Claus was there. Look at Blassie with the cane, Quincy.
Look at this.
Sets
again,
up
they're bouncing off the rope now.
Line.
Slick
and Freddie Blassie were co-managing these three at this point. Look at the Sheik. Forget about Taz. All the different suplexes that the Sheik mastered over the years. They didn't have a great variety of referees. I know Rita Marie we've seen a couple of times tonight. Mark Eaton, this is at least the second time. Danny Davis. There's another gassed-up individual, superstar Billy Graham, Quincy, out in Arizona.
Hey, it looks like he's ready to put on a show, huh?
Did you ever use the gas?
I'm going to have to learn a little bit. What do you mean use the gas?
You know, the gas.
I'm going to school here. You're going to have to tell me what.
Some steroids.
Oh, the steroids. No. I guess some people want to do it naturally. Then there are some that want to use steroids. Yeah, well, it all depends on what somebody wants.
Tough night at the office. Look at that. Sal Belomo, very disappointed. Kirchner, Belomo, and Powers on the short end of the stick to Freddie Blassie and Slick's trio of Hercules, the Sheik, and Nikolai Volkov here on Quincy's Wrestling Challenge. Look at Sheiky, baby, before he started to get that gas cut. Iran, baby, number one. Now, what do you think of that move, Quincy?
Is that another good move or what? Look at this out.
When you were younger, did Patera ever do that to you?
We don't have any Patera. And
well, the fans keep asking. I don't know.
But I never did any wrestling moves or even talked about wrestling until now because that's when I was discovered by this group. So I started to learn.
Well, we love you. You're part of the family.
Well, it's an honor to be taken on the wing of this group of wrestlers and talk about wrestling.
Hey, J.A. Will, how are you, buddy? I missed you in there. I'm trying to do three things at the same time. Question just came in from Lawson. He wants to know, Quincy, why are you afraid to talk about Patera Restani?
There's no Patera.
He keeps asking.
I'll say it just one more time. There's no Patera, okay?
It's mistaken identity?
Yeah, so let's just forget Patera. Go back to what we're supposed to be doing, the wrestling.
That's Kenny Resnick right there, Quincy, fresh in from the AWA.
Okay.
Were you a fan of the AWA back in the 80s?
Again, I never really watched much wrestling because...
you were busy collecting your shirts.
Yeah, well...
and you used to work at Restani.
All right. Let's just stick to this now.
Well,
don't go back.
That's a very interesting story.
I don't want to go back that far, okay?
To owning a mobile gas station?
Let's go stick to this.
All right.
Let's just stick to this subject here.
All right. David Shan said, does Quincy still run around the house naked?
Well, you knock that off.
He wrote it right
No!
All right.
Just stick to this.
Oh, Universal Talent Bookings. Didn't we get rid of you last time? We're trying to help Quincy raise money for his bike. And you know what? No matter where you go in life, I guess you have to find an asshole.
It looks like it might be a possibility. We'll sit
of
down.
An asshole?
No, a bike.
All right. Of what?
A bike.
Well, you got to start, like we said, you got to save.
That's what I'm trying to do.
All right.
But already there's something, and so we'll talk about the fun later. After the show.
Do you ever use any HGH, Quincy?
A what?
Little growth?
A what?
Human growth hormone?
Human growth?
Yeah.
I don't really know what that is.
All right, good. That's probably, we don't want you using stuff like that.
All
We
right.
want you to be healthy.
All right.
Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that. That was not the kindest terminology to use.
All right. Looks like these guys are starting to yak it up now.
That's the Hart Foundation. In 1986, they were one of the best tag teams in the world, Quincy.
Well, yeah. Let alone that they're the best. Let alone it's very generous of them to do a Hart Fund.
No, that was the name of the team, the Hart Foundation.
Oh, the Hart Fund?
No, the Hart Foundation. It wasn't a charity. That was their tag team name.
How come they call themselves the Hart Foundation?
Well, because both guys in the sunglasses, well, they all have sunglasses, but the guy without the beard and mustache, his name is Bret Hart. The manager in the background in the white, his name is Jimmy Hart. And the guy with the goatee and the sunglasses, his name is Jim Neidhart. So they all had the name Hart involved with it, so they became the Hart Foundation.
Well, it's an interesting name for a wrestling team.
Matt Kocher wants to know, is Quincy retired?
No.
What was his profession? Entertainer, I guess.
Yeah.
You never retire from the entertainment business.
Not if you till that day you go on, you're always going to do this.
Till you go home.
Yeah.
It looks like, Quincy, we've come to an end of Wrestling Challenge. Looks like a big week ahead. Next week we have Sika the Dream Team, the Rebel Dick Slater. I guess Annie may want to join us next Thursday night. Good friend, the late, great Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff will be on the Snake Pit. What else do we got? And the Machines from Japan. Good friend Demolition Axe has been here in studio, along with Blackjack Mulligan and Andre the Giant. And there he is, maybe one of the elite intercontinental champions of all time, the Macho Man Randy Savage, and the Hot Rod, Roddy Piper. What a week we're going to have next Thursday night here on Challenge, if you can make it, Quincy. We're going to need you. We can't have Quincy's Wrestling Challenge without Quincy.
Again, we have to work on transportation during the winter when there's snow on the ground.
All right, folks. Well, we might have to start a Quincy Uber fund because he can't ride his motorcycle in the winter.
We'll save for the bike, and then go from there.
Well, what did you think of this week's Wrestling Challenge, Quincy?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
If you love this kind of thing, you have to love the moves.
Chris, I don't know if you've seen Paul Orndorff studio shoot interviews, but believe it or not, they're available on the Patreon streaming service. I'm going to put the link up. Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, Quincy, what would you give this week's Wrestling Challenge? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best.
I think it's decent.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10.
Wait, is the show over now?
Well, we're not going to watch it anymore, but we're going to talk with the fans. Hey, Chris, I would imagine an Uber for Quincy to the studio would be, I could look it up in my phone, probably about 10, 15 bucks. Let's see.
I'd rather put the money towards the bike. Anything at all. It sounds like there's something in there. Could be, you said there was, well, again, we'll talk about the bike later, but there was someone brought something up that I might be able to get my hands on, and we'll look at it later on.
Well, Chris Steves is kind enough to try and get a car service for you, Quincy. I'm just trying to get the, Phil knows. It's probably, what would you guess, Phil? Maybe 10 or 15, depending upon the time of day? But I'm going to actually put it in my phone, just to give you a precise, if it was right now. Jamie says, Quincy and Dan rock. They like us together, Quincy.
Well, that's good.
What's don't say the name, Quincy, but what's the number to your house? Is it 181?
Yeah,
okay.
Marty.
No, I'm not going to say the street name. I need to put the number in.
We'll talk about that later.
I'm trying to get it just so they know. Right now, it would cost about 14 bucks to get Quincy here to the studio, just so you know, Chris. If you want to enjoy Wrestling Challenge with Quincy on Thursday nights. We're having a lot of fun with this show, Quincy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well.
It's.
I like that rope that you have tied around your foot.
It's just to support an injury that I once had.
What was the injury?
A pulled muscle, something in the foot. I forgot what it was called. It's like pretty much healed, but I'm doing this.
Did you self-diagnose, or did Dr. Uri tell you?
They found it, and I forgot what it was. And
how long did you forget that you had a torn ligament?
It wasn't a ligament. It was something in the foot. So I retrained the foot.
You must have been in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
All right, wrestling fans, we're running out of time on Wrestling Challenge with Quincy. I agree with you, Sean. Quincy action figures need to happen. Quincy Funkos. I mean, the list would go on and on. We need Quincy merchandise. What do you think of that, Quincy?
I never thought of that.
Well, would you like to see Quincy T-shirts?
We can talk about the merchandise as we go on. I never thought of really having my own merchandise.
All right. Well, all right, folks, I'm going to go wrap things up in the back. I'm going to pass the baton to Quincy. Don't forget, 10 p.m. tonight, it is the debut of Wrestling Insiders Throwback Thursdays with myself and the Berzerker, John Nord. I really want your feedback on this one. It's a new series. It's different than Marty. It is fantastic in the ways that I love pro wrestling. I'm anxious to see what you guys think. And of course, tomorrow night after SmackDown and AEW Rampage, John Cena Sr. will be back with us. Those episodes are available right now on the Patreon streaming service. Again, don't forget, this Sunday night, we're going to be live here in studio. We're going to be doing a live pay-per-view watch along. But before that, we're going to have our annual Christmas party. Yes, we use the C word here in Boston Wrestling. I'm sorry. We don't mean to offend anybody. And we're going to draw the winner of the a Paul Bearer Holiday Headlock Cyber Toy Drive raffle, where one lucky fan for as little as $5 is going to win that entire jackpot of prizes. You get everything for as little as one raffle ticket. Best part is you're going to help, quote unquote, update Santa Claus's GPS so he can find every kid's home. John Cena Sr., Quincy, Charlie Wilson, Phil, everybody's coming down for the Christmas party live. We're going to have a heck of a lot of fun. On top of that, don't forget, if you want Marty Jannetty back in the studio for season 2 of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty, the Indiegogo campaign continues. If you're looking for that last-minute holiday gift for the wrestling fan on your list or yourself, check out the Boston Wrestling eBay store. The link can be found in the description box below, or if you simply go to bostonwrestling.com, click the store button. Tickets are moving, fans. I know, funny enough, today's the 16th, so we're talking 4 months from today. We're going to be live back at Memorial Hall as Boston Wrestling Sports presents to you Soul Survivor 10, Back to the 80s. We're going to be joined by Jake the Snake Roberts, Axe and Smash Demolition, the Berzerker, and a host of others 80s legends. We're going to have a VIP exclusive Q&A, an autograph photo fan fest, and the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow will be competing in the squared circle. Right now on bostonwrestling.com, we have discount VIP packages and tickets. That discount is going to expire very soon. Get the best tickets in the house. Save a few bucks. Hopefully you won't have to run into Piggott. Although Quincy, I think, has got a thing for Piggott.
I don't want to get into that either.
No, I wouldn't want to get into it either. I don't want to, but that's a different story for a different time. Again, fans, if you order within the next few days, probably figure by the 20th, you're going to get an autographed Christmas card to go along with your ticket order, signed by, believe it or not, Tony Atlas and Marty Jannetty. So you get a great collectible if you buy your tickets to April 16th in advance. It really helps us. Because the more fans we know that are coming, the more tickets we sell, the more talent we can bring you. All right, Quincy, I'm going to go wrap everything up. We invite the fans to join us on social media, on bostonwrestling.com, and at 10 p.m. tonight with the Berzerker for the premiere of our new Throwback Thursday show.
So,
all right, well, all right, Quincy, you wrap it up, brother. I'm going to go to the back.
Well, we normally wrap things up by saying thank you for joining us. And
I'll give you a big clap once we're ready to, once it ends, okay? So keep talking to the fans. Yak it up, as you like to say.
Right now, what I'm observing is the guy with the
well, no, that's next
microphone.
That's next week's show, Quincy. No, don't.
Oh, all right. Okay. I'm sorry.
Tell them about what you got planned for Christmas.
What about Christmas? It's just like anyone else. You go home and have dinner with your family. Right now, what I'm observing is like some of the moves that they have planned for next week's show. I don't want to give the show away, but one guy, again, he's look at this guy. He's very pissed off. There's a lot of action here next week, ladies and gentlemen. So tune in next week. Tune in next week for another round of Wrestling Challenge.
Quincy's Wrestling Challenge.
Tune in next week for another round of Quincy's Wrestling Challenge. And again, we hope you've enjoyed the show. Thank you and have a good night.